Okay. Good morning once again. I hope you're all good. So we're gonna start a new chapter. And again, this week we're gonna have the quiz one. Next week we're gonna have midterms and the quiz two. So please be ready for those things. So in this quiz one and the midterm one, you will have, as I said, like from lecture one to lecture five. This chapter is not included. It will be included in the midterm two. Okay. So we'll start this week and the next week we'll review it so that we're on time. So now we're going to talk about the bonds and the bond valuation. As a learning objectives, basically we'll try to understand the basic bond terminology and apply the time value of the money. And in trying to price the bonds, trying to give the real values of the bonds. We'll try to understand the difference between the annual and the semi-annual bonds, and the note key, the futures of the zero coupon bonds too. Also, we'll explain the relationship between the coupon rate and the YTM, the yield to maturity. So we'll underline the bond ratings and why the ratings, they have got impacts on the prices too. So we'll appreciate the bond history and understand the rights and obligation of the buyers and the sellers of the bonds. And the price of the government bonds, notes, and bills will be discussed too. So basically, so far we have been discussed, even we have mentioned several times in the class that the bonds are the financial instruments, like debt instruments, more specifically, that help us to finance certain projects. Our bonds are the long-term debt instruments. So they provide the periodic interest income for annuity series. So there should be one reason why potential investors should buy these bonds, should prefer. So one of the main reasons they give you fixed stream cash flows, means fixed payment of the interest. So return of the principal amount at the maturity is obligated by the bond seller as a future lump sum. The prices can be calculated by using basically present value techniques, like discounting the future cash inflows. So combination of the present value of annuity and the lump sum will give you basically the bond price estimation. So the example of the bond information on August from the Nasdaq, we can see that Kentucky State bonds has got the 43, but it's not, dollarized shown. It shows as percentage. Okay, it's a quotation, we call it. So in the market, whenever you want to see the bond price, it's not shown as bond price. So our job is to calculate to derive the bond price as well. So I will show you how it's done and how it's been estimated. Okay, no worries about it. So Merrill Lynch, Coca-Cola, Heinz, Dillard Stores, M&G, Mirage, Goodyear, and the Toys R Us. So these are you can see. The coupon rates are basically the rates that are promised by the bond seller to give you in the future. It can be semi-annually, it can be annually, like based on something. And this is the maturity date. Let's say imagine today is like August 1st, 2008, and the bond will mature in this date. So it means that the company who sells the bonds are agreed or obligated to pay the interest for you, regardless of the profit, regardless of the position of the company in the market. So they will pay you interest of the coupon rate yearly or semi-annually, and they will be paying until the date is matured. Date maturity is here. And at the end of the date maturity, they will pay you the principal amount. We know that the loan has got two parts, principal and the interest. So interest will be paid during the, during the loan life. And when it will come to the end, you will get paid the interest and the principal together. That's the way the loan will be amortized fully. And we've got here the Merrill Lynch overview of the corporate bond. Like we have here the par value. It's basically the principal amount, which is $1,000. Like one bond valued as $1,000 in general case, in the case of US, but if it comes to Europe, in the Europe, it's like 10,000. In the case of Kazakhstan, it's like 1,000 tenge. Okay? Like one bond, 1,000 tenge. Means if you buy one bond, The seller promised you he will pay the interest on that bond, plus he will pay you the 1,000 tenge at the end of the maturity. That's called the par value, the principal amount that he will be paying you. Coupon rate is the annual rate of interest that will be paid semi-annually, annually during the loan's life. And the coupon is the coupon interest pay, regular interest payment. Maturity date is basically shows the expiration date of the bond when the par value is paid back fully with the interest rate. And the YTM, yield to maturity, it's basically expected rate of return based on the bond price. Like you use the YTM to estimate the real value of the bond, whether a certain bond is overvalued or undervalued. Imagine this is the information is given on the NASDAQ dashboard, and we are given 91.5, 6.35. So basically what you do here, you can see that this 91.5 is not the dollar. It's not shown in dollars. It's basically as a quotation. It's 91.5% of something. Basically, it is the of par value or face value. Let me just tell you that the par value or the face value is the same thing. So you'll be seeing these names in the questions. Don't be confused like what's going on and why they are different and so on. So par value or the face value, they're the same thing. And one more thing to keep in mind that the par value and the face value, they are always equal to 1,000 or 10,000. But in our case, we will be using as 1,000 because the book suggests the case of the US, okay? So we'll be using $1,000. But in case of the Kazakhstan, it's 1,000 tenge. Like if you want to buy the one bond, you will buy the bond where you're promised you're going to be paid like 1,000 tenge back. So 91.5% of 1,000 is basically $915. So the current bond is being traded as $915, where this guy promised you to pay 6.35% annually, which is $63.5. And the maturity date is June 15, 2010. So if you bought and keep this bond until the maturity, the yield return on this bond will be 15.43%. Okay, that's what we call it. And the current yields, it basically shows the coupon over the price of the bond. Okay, that's the thing you should know. How much is return when you receive this coupon rate in terms of the price of the bonds? It's called the current yield. But why yield to maturity is the return, expected return that you're about to receive if you keep the bond until the end of the maturity. The issue is that when you buy the bond, you don't keep it. You can resell it or you keep it. It's up to you. For example, you buy for two reasons. The first reason, you can buy for $915 and later you can sell it for $1,000. You never know what's going to happen to the price of the bond next year. It can increase, it can go down. But one thing that you're sure about the bond is the annual payment of the interest is fixed and the principal amount that you will be receiving will be fixed. Like no changes. You're sure that you're going to be receiving $63 per bond, plus you will be receiving $1,000 end of the maturity. So pricing the bonds, there are some steps need to be followed. The first step, you lay out the timing and the amount of the future cash flow that are promised to be paid, like annual payments, including the principal payment at the end of the maturity. Then you come up with the appropriate discount rates in order to estimate the value of the future cash flows. The third step is you calculate the present value of the lump sum principal and the annuity stream of the coupons. And the final step, where once you have discounted all the future cash flows, you add them up, you come up with the bond price, and you will see that I'm not talking about the bond price which is here, okay? The bond price that you estimate and you compare with whether it's a bond price is overvalued or undervalued. If it's overvalued, you take certain actions. If it's underestimated, then you do certain decision on this bond, okay, whether you should buy or not. So the bond pricing that you estimate for your own self, like to understand whether a certain bond is worth buying or not. Example of calculating the price of the corporate bond. Calculate the price of AA rated with a 20-year of 8% coupon, paid corporate bonds, which is expected to earn yield to maturity. Okay, we have 20 years, and like we put the timeline, the first step, we put the cash flows. You can see every year you will be receiving $80, which is 8%. And 8%, guys, it's a coupon rate, okay? Coupon rate is 8%. If you want to find the coupon payment, it's basically coupon rate multiplied by face value. And what is the face value? It's a par value. And what is the value of the par value? 1,000. It's always 1,000. Okay. If it's in the question, it's not given, then you need to call. It's already there. You know like how much it equals. So 8% of $1,000 is equal to $80. Okay. $80 you will be receiving every year during the 20 years. And at the end of the 20th year, you will receive your interest and you will receive your par value. And this all the money you will receive it. Okay. That's what we call it, interest and the principal amount together. And if you buy such a bond here, you have interest paid annually plus the principal amount paid at the end of the year, or the par value paid at the end of the year. No, we don't know. We don't know. We are only given, we don't know the price, but what we know, we are only given here, the bond price, the bond price we should estimate. It's like quoted in the market for some price, but we don't know. We can see.
But the maturity of the bond comes, I thought we received the principal amount of the bond the price of the bond that we voted for, no?
No.
We received the par value.
No. You receive the par value, whatever price you pay at that time. It could be 1,200, it could be 1,000, it could be 800. So the price that you pay for this bond, it could be less and more.
So at the end, we'll always receive just the par value.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, that's very true. So $80 here and $1,000 as a par value you will receive at the end of the day. You can still keep it till the end of the maturity, but you can sell it when you reach 18. Let's say you bought it for 900, okay? The quoted price is 90% of face value, and its price it's traded as $90, okay? $900. And here when you reach 18 years, you see the price became 1,500. Why you should wait yourself for 2 years where you will be receiving only $160 and $1,000 in total, so $1,160 in total, when you can easily sell it for 1,500. So you can resell it and enjoy so whoever will buy it, he will be entitled or receiving of this $80 and this much.
So, 1,500 is like the new price of the bond that we bought.
Yes.
So we have this difference between the price that we bought and the price that we sell, plus the interest rate, 18 years. Okay.
Now, here we go. And this is the formula that we use it. It's basically PMT, we calculate. So there are two parts. The first part is this, and the second part is this. One is the annuity of the present value. One is just a simple present value. This annuity is dedicated to estimate using the coupon payments, because as you can see, the coupon payments are the same, $80 for 20 years. And here we have future value of $1,000 as a simple present value we are calculating. Then you add them up two things, and you just get the bond price, the bond value. In Excel, it's easy to do it as well. So we're given the coupon rate of 8%. We're good. We have to estimate the coupon payment. We are given the YTM. YTM is abbreviated as yield to maturity, which is 10%. The maturity is 20 years. And face value, we know that it's always given as 1,000. Face value or par value, okay, guys. Face value, par value. It's the same thing. And you need to estimate the bond value. So again, we do estimate just using the PV, present value. Open the bracket. I do use here the rate of 10%. I'm not gonna use the rate in here as a coupon rate. It's a YTM, okay? 10%. Number of period is 20 years. And the PMT, it's a payment, like annual payments. It's a coupon payment that you need to calculate. It's basically coupon rate multiplied by the face value. It's a coupon payment, okay? And my future value, it's basically my par value or face value that I'm using it. And close the brackets. Oops, I think, yeah. Rate, number of periods, coupon payment. Here, this one, which I will calculate now. And future value or face value. So my coupon payment is basically what? 8% of $1,000. Okay. And I put the negative sign before the present value here. So the bond value is $829. Imagine the bond price, the quoted price in the market is $900, but you estimate it to be $829. So which shows the bond price in the market is 900 now. What do you think? Like if it's 900 quoted, okay, it's overvalued, so it's not a good decision to buy it. The maximum price that you'll be willing to pay for such bond is 829. Even the Diaz can confirm it. Yes, Diaz. Now, so that's the main decision that you can make it by using this. And you can use using the financial calculator, put in the numbers and compute the PV. Okay, what if it's a semi-annual? Semi-annual means the bonds paid the coupons semi-annually, twice in a year. So most corporate and the government bonds, they pay coupons on a semi-annual basis. And some companies issue zero coupon bonds, means that there is no coupon payments. Like only you will pay the price and you will receive the principal amount. So what does it remind you from the last lecture with this? So like we have coupon payment bonds and we have zero coupon bonds. You remember we studied 3 different types of loans? Amortized, discount loan, and interest-only loan. Does the bond payment, the coupon bond payment remind you as an interest-only loan, where you pay the interest only? Be careful. Let's say for 5 years, you'll be receiving 80, 80, 80, 80. And in here, you will receive the face value too. It seems like interest-only loan, yeah? Very similar. And zero coupon bond means what? 0, 0, 0, 0 here, and you're going to be receiving 1,000 here. So like more close to discount bond, yeah. Okay. Now, for computing the price of these bonds, the bond value input have to be adjusted according to frequency, so we will adjust it and so on. So Coca-Cola semi-annual corporate bonds, the price you see here, the quoted price 128.63. So what should be the price in here? How can you calculate the price? Yeah, 128%, you multiply by 1,000. That will be the price of the Coca-Cola bonds with a coupon rate 8.5%, maturity date 2022. So 42.5 semi-annually. Look, it's like 30 years if you compute it, okay? From 1992 to 2022, it's 30 years. Yeah. So the first coupon date is August 1992. And the maturity date 1st of February 2022. It shows
Starts from first February of 1990. Because if the coupon payment is paid once a half a year, then there should be half a year past and the date will be bought.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's also February.
Yeah, February. It starts. No, we buy the bond at February. Okay, that's true. But the first coupon payment will be paid after 6 months. Yeah. In total, we'll be having 60 coupon payments. Yeah, 60 periods. Then we'll have 8.5% of the coupon payment, which is we divided by 2. Right? And if you multiply the coupon rate by face value, this much you will be receiving, okay, every period. And the YTM is 5.473 here, 42.5. Here they use different rate YTM, okay. Guys, there is a kind of typo, okay, here. The YTM is 5.473, but in here it's shown like it was something 8.4 or 8.8, the YTM. They haven't changed the YTM itself, just for you to information, but we will use this YTM, okay, to see it. So YTM is 5.473. It's basically 5.473% divided by 2. That's what we have it, okay? That's what we will be using it to calculate the present value of the bond. So bond value is basically equal to rate. I'm gonna use this. Number of period, I'm gonna be using 60. PMT, I will be using this. And future value is my 1,000. So this is my price that I would be. And you remember the quoted price was how much? 128.63, yes? 128.63 quoted price. This is the bond value that we estimate. Oops. Bond value. This is YTM. This is coupon payment, coupon rate, and periods. We estimate this. So the quoted price is basically 128% multiplied by 1,000. That percentage. So you can compare. The bond value that you estimated is 1,443, but the quoted price is 1,286, which is underestimated, which shows that the bond is undervalued. So we can come up with the conclusion saying that we should buy such bond because the price that we estimated should be 1,443, so which is good sign. Any questions? Okay. And as an example, if you use like here 8.8%, oops, 8.8%, that's what the price you're gonna get it as in the book here. So whenever you will be reviewing the chapters, just take a note that there's a typo, like YTM in here is different from the YTM is here. They forgot to change it. Okay. Okay, there's another example we can just work out the bond price after original issue. Imagine somebody bought the bonds long time ago and he decided to resell it after some period without keeping till the end of the maturity. Okay, 4 years ago, the XYZ Corporation issued 8% coupon, paid semi-annually, 20-year AA rated bond at its par value of 1,000. Currently, the yield to maturity on the bond is 10%. Calculate the price of the bond today. So here, what we're gonna do, like coupon rate again is 8%. Coupon payment is basically 8% of $1,000 of the face value. And YTM is 10%. The maturity is 20 years, but the bond was issued 4 years ago, means the remaining maturity is 16. So 20 minus 4, it's basically gonna give you remaining. And what else? Okay. And we are asked to calculate the bond value, but it is semi-annual. It means that the coupon payment should be divided by 2. YTM should be divided by 2. And the maturity should be multiplied by 2. Like 16 multiplied by 2. Not the 20, okay? Please be careful when you'll be reading the questions. It could be 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Just pay attention what you are. We have got like 32 periods. So if you want to calculate the PV, the bond price, rate is this. Number of period is 32. PMT is this. And face value is this.
So that's the formula again.
Okay. Okay, that's what we have it. And zero coupon bond, it's actually known as a pure discount bonds, which sold at discount from the face value, and you don't pay any interest over the life of the bond. So at the maturity, the investor will receive the par value. Usually it's like 1,000, as we said, and the price of the zero coupon bond is basically calculated by discounting its par value at the prevailing discount rates, or YTM. Okay. That's what we have. Okay. John wants to buy 20-year AAA rated bond at $1,000 par value. Zero coupon bond being sold by diversified industries. The yield to maturity on the similar bonds is estimated to be 9%. So how much would he have to pay for it? And how much he will be taxed on the investment after 1 year if the marginal tax rate is 30%? So basically, if he wants to buy such bonds for 20 years, okay? Is it semi-annual or annual? Annually, okay. So we are going here. 20-year, 1,000 the face value. This is the maturity, face value. The YTM is 9%, and the bond value is basically simply you're just discounting the face value. PV rate is 9%. Number of periods 20, and face value is this. So the value that you're ready to pay for it is $178. Okay. But what about the bond value after 1 year, like when the 19 periods left? So PV, you buy it now, and after 1 year you decided to resell it. For how much you'll be selling it? Like imagining and assuming that you're gonna be having the same YTM for the next year. The rate is this. Number of period will be not 20 but 19, and face value is gonna be the same. And you will resell it for $194, yeah? If this is the case, how much the tax you will be paying on it? Like if the marginal tax rate is 30%. Difference what? Yeah, that's true. Tax, it's basically this minus this, and your tax amount will be this. So your net profit is basically Okay. Okay. What they did it here, we calculated annually, but they estimated to be semi-annually. Okay, we can do it semi-annually too. If it's the semi-annually, you just change the numbers by 2, okay? Here, the maturity will be 40, YTM will be divided by 2. Okay. Okay, the bonds coupon rate differs from the YTM, and the coupon rate set by the company at the time of the issue is fixed, except for newer innovation which have variable coupon rates. Okay, some of the bonds they have like adjusted coupon rates, which is being adjusted based on the inflation rate and so on. And the YTM is dependent on the market and economic and the company specific factors. Therefore, it varies as the company changes. So expected rate of return on the bonds, if held to maturity, it's called the yield to maturity, and the price is that the buyers and the sellers settle determine the bond's YTM at a given point in time. So changes in economic condition and the other risk factors will have the cause on the bond prices and their corresponding YTMs change. So YTM basically can be calculated or estimated using the function of Excel as rate, and if the PMT, present value, and the face value are available. And of course, you can use the financial calculator too. So coupon rate on the bond set by issuing company, if the present value is this, if the interest rate set to be 7%, with the firm committing to pay 7% of the coupon per year on each bond. That is either paid single check or 2 checks of 35 paid like every 6 months. So the example I can show here again, let's say the bond value is 915, coupon rate is 9% or 8%, okay. Maturity is 20, and you're asked to calculate the YTM. Rate, number of period is basically 20. We assume it's annually. Payments, it's coupon rates multiplied by 1,000. The present value is 915 that we have it here. And the face value is 1,000. Okay. Your YTM is this 8.93%. Okay. But one thing I want you to understand that the bond price, if it's greater than the face value, sorry, bond price, vice versa, is lower than the face value, that means that YTM is greater than the coupon rate. And it is called discount bond. If the bond price that you estimated is lower than the face value, then it is the case that the YTM is greater than coupon rate. Even calculating before the YTM itself in here, you could have understood that the bond value is less than the face value, which you would expect the YTM to be higher than the coupon rate. So your YTM cannot be lower than the coupon rate in this case because the bond value is less than the face value. There is an inverse relationship between the interest rates and the bond value. If this is the case that the bond value is more than the face value, then the YTM will be lower than the coupon rate. And it's called premium bond. And if the case where the bond value is equal to face value, therefore the YTM will be equal to coupon rate. And it's called the bond, it's at par. So in this case, you don't have to calculate anything. If you see that the bond, the coupon rate and the YTM is same, then the bond price will be the same. So take the example here. Put 1,000 here. If the bond value becomes 1,000, see the YTM will be exactly the 8%. So bond value and the face value are equal. If you increase the bond value, okay, make it 1,200, means the bond value is more than the face value. Bond value more than the face value. Our YTM will be lower than the coupon rate. So our YTM is lower than the coupon rate. If the bond value is less than the face value, our YTM will be higher than the bond coupon rate. That's what you compare, okay? 8% and 10%. But if they are equal, you don't have to calculate anything. It's just exactly coupon rate and the YTM is exactly the same. That's the relationship between the coupon rate and the YTM, okay? So when the interest rate goes up, the bond price goes down. There is an inverse relationship between the interest rate and the bond price. That's what we have underlined and seen. Any questions? Okay. So last year, the ABC Corporation had issued 8% coupon semi-annual bonds, okay? 20-year AA rated bonds at a par value of 1,000. To finance its business growth, if the investors are currently offering 1,200 on each of these bonds, what is their expected yield to maturity on the investment? If you're willing to pay no more than $980 for this bond, what is your expected YTM then? So basically, it's a semi-annually. We need to convert the number of periods and the rates accordingly. Number of periods, we're going to consider not 20 years, but 19 years, because the bond was issued last year. Okay? The bond was issued last year, it means 19 years left. So 19 multiplied by 2 will be 38, and the 8% of the coupon rate will be as this. So in the first case, what do you expect in the first case, the YTM to be? Lower than the coupon rate, because it's a premium, and we know that when the bond price increases, reaches its premium, that means the YTM went down. It became lower than the coupon rate. So the coupon rate will be 6.19. Okay. This is premium bond, so YTM lower than the coupon rate. In the second case, it's opposite. We have discount bond, where the YTM is more than the coupon rate. Okay. So ratings are basically all bonds are rated. Like Like it just shows the ratings, it shows the performance of the bonds, the probability of defaults. Because whenever you buy the bond, there is a risk that the seller of the bond might be defaulted in the future. Because when the seller sells you the bond, okay, you should understand that who are the seller of the bond? Seller of the bonds. Who are these guys? Okay, we have a creditor and we have a borrower. Which side he takes when he sells the bond? Be careful. When he sells the bond, the paper, what he receives? Money to finance his project. Yeah, he is a borrower. Seller of the bond is the borrower. Buyer of the bonds. It's a creditor or lender. Okay, whatever. Lender. So those who buy the bonds, okay, those who buy the bonds, they are entitled to receive the interest and the principal in the future. However, there is a probability, there are some chances it may happen that the borrowers won't be able to pay their loans back. There's a chances, okay? Nobody gives you the guarantee that your loans will be paid back. There is a chances. But which borrower has got more credit worthiness than the other one? Are there some agency company who rates them? Like they say, this guy, trustworthy. We can buy the bonds from them. They will pay you back. 99% they're going to pay you back. But don't buy from Alim Sham. He's less trustworthy. He will not pay you the money back. Okay, that's how it works. This rating shows from AAA, like top rated, top trustworthy, to lowest rated, to D. Almost D is like default, like this guy is about to default. So whenever you buy the bond, you see the credit ratings too by the standard Moody's, Standard and Poor's, Fitch, other financial auditing company. They rate the companies to show the trustworthiness, to show the credit worthiness of the companies. And based on that, you can buy and sell that. The bonds. So we have junk bonds. They are label given to the bonds that are rated below B, triple B. So these bonds are considered to be speculative or in nature that carries higher yields. So more risk, the more compensation you will get it for it. For triple A rated, you will get less compensation. And there are some fallen angels that are the label given to bonds that have had their ratings lowered from the investment to speculative. Let's say it was triple A, then it fell to below triple B, okay? They are called like fallen angels. Like Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch. It's like the ratings a bit deviate, but more or less the same, okay? Double A1, double A plus, double A plus, like highest credit rating like triple A, and so on. So those who have like from the B ratings, they are called the speculative or junk bonds, which are less than B, they are called extremely speculative bonds. And of course, the bonds which are on default like D. Any questions? There are different types of bonds, like corporate bonds future that have gone through some of the major changes, like bearer bonds, indentured deed trust. Okay, there are different types of contracts, like collateral bonds. Basically, whenever the company sells the bonds, they need to put something in collateral. Collateral means pledge. You put something like in case if it's not paid, you will sell it. You will get it. Like I'm getting the loan. I put my house as a collateral. In case I don't pay the loan back, the banks will come and take my house. Okay? That's it's called like collateral. When you pledge your house against the loan. Mortgage securities. There are some type of securities like during the global financial crisis. They were very popular. And the people used to convert those mortgages into the securities. Like, I don't know, did you have did I show you the videos about the credit crunch issue? How the credit crisis started? Everyone knows what is the mortgage, yeah? You know how the mortgage works? Actually, you go to the bank, your aim to buy the house, okay? Your aim is to buy the house. Sorry for my handwriting. You buy this house. From where? You want to get the financing from bank, okay? You get from the bank the money. You buy this house, so the bank owns an asset of the mortgage. Let's say the house is 100K. Okay, the price of the house is 100K, like $100,000. The bank gives you the $100,000 plus 20%, the 10% interest, which is 10K as interest you will get. So this is the asset of the bank that the bank has. On the other side, the bank tells you, look, I'm giving you this loan. At the same time, I will get this bank as collateral. Okay, as a collateral. In case if you default, I'll get back the bank from you. So the bank says, like, why should I keep this asset in my hand, in my assets, where I can convert into financial instrument and sell it? Says, let me convert it to a paper so that investors, when they buy it for whatever the price. Okay, let's say they buy it for $105,000 and they will receive 5% return extra. At that time, the interest return on the market was just 1%. Imagine for the investor, it's a very good deal. Like, look, I will buy and I will receive 5% return. Like I will never receive such return in the market. And it was a good deal for them. So bank sells this financial paper to the investor. Okay, investor buys it. And he receives this 5%. Not bad. Instead of receiving 1%, he receives 5%. He says, if the bank is not paying, I don't care about it. Like I have a house pledged. In case if the borrower doesn't pay the loan, I'll get the house and sell it. I'll receive more money in that. And the prices of houses, they were increasing in price. And this is called mortgage security, okay? Or more specifically, mortgage-backed security. Like security, it's a financial instrument which is backed by mortgage. So banks, imagine the banks, what they did. The best position for the banks is to just get rid of the loans because he is now free of risk of receiving potential defaults. And this happened, okay? And of course, it didn't work properly well. When they have given these loans to all credit-worthy borrowers, there is no credit-worthy borrowers left. But investors like this idea, like receiving 5%. The bankers, they like too. They receive immediately their investment return. They get rid of the loan. And the investors like too. So let's create a kind of pool for less credit-worthy. Of course, they try to find less credit-worthy people. They gave the loans. They converted those loans into papers. They again sell it. But this less credit-worthy borrowers, they kind of ended as well. Like they couldn't find any more. They said, let's find irresponsible people who is not at all like credit-worthy. They started to give the loans to everyone, regardless whether you have a financial history background, whether you are working. You have a passport, you have a citizenship, get your loan. The banks kind of getting rid of the loans and he's kind of risk-free now because I don't have any loan and I don't have any problem with the future defaults. Who will have it? The investors, because they hold that certificates and they are entitled to receive. At the end of the day, what will happen? In the banks, these irresponsible people will fail in their payments. Investors will say, okay, not bad. I'll get the house and sell it for higher. Imagine the supply of the sale of the houses will increase. Then the challenging part starts in here. When the supply exceeds the demands, what happens to the price? It lowers. The price of the houses goes down and down. And credit-worthy people, they say, look, I'm paying $100,000 for my flat. And the price of the flat in the market is $50,000. Why should I stay in the same flat? He just foreclose his flat, give it to the investor, take it, it's yours. I'm not gonna pay any my loan because I don't want to overpay. And supply of the houses become more and more. Defaults become more and more, and here we go, the crisis game. So the mortgage-backed securities was one of the main reasons why the crisis initiated in 2007 and 9. Okay, that's it, how it started and how it ended, like very shortly, right? There's a very good video. If we have a time, I will share it with you. Okay. That explains perfectly. Oops, I just right there, close it. Now, there's senior debts. It's kind of debts where you prioritize, like what type of debt will be the paid first and less. You give the priority to the debt, like senior and junior debt. Sinking funds, it's a kind of pool where you create, in case of emergency, you can use that funds to cover those things. Protective covenants, it's basically rights and rules that are put on the borrowers when he borrows from the bank. The bank tells you, look, I'll give you the money, but you are not allowed to do these things. For example, in case of Kazakhstan, it happened. I was the witness of it. When one company did not have enough cash to pay the dividends, they went to the bank, they borrowed a lot of, like, huge amount of the money to pay the dividends. But the banks said, look, you cannot pay the dividends. You can use for your project, you can expand your business, but you cannot pay the dividends. That's the my rule. So if you pay the dividends, the bank can sue you and you have to pay the penalty on that. So this is kind of protective covenants that are set on the borrowers. Callable bonds are the bonds that are called. Okay, I issue the bonds for 20 years. After 5 years, I'm saying, like, I'm going to call back the bonds. You will receive, you have just received 5 dividends or 5 coupon payments. Regardless, I'm getting back. But of course, I have to pay some penalty on that. Like, I cannot just call it immediately. In advance, it is called, like, this is the callable bonds. Just be careful. Within 5 years, it could be called back. Just expect it. If it's called back, you will receive some coupon payment as a fine. If not, then you just use it till the maturity. Yield to call, we already talked. Portable bonds are the bonds that that gives you the right to sell it. Okay. Do you know the call option and the put options? You haven't taken any financial derivatives, yeah? So it's one of the derivative. These are all derivative instruments, like derivative financial securities, where it gives you the right to sell and buy the things. Okay, sometimes you're obligated to do it. Sometimes you kind of you're having the right things. There's a floating rate bonds, prime rate, income bonds. So basically, this type of bonds are not limited only this that are mentioned in here. The one thing that I want to just mention, the exotic bonds are the bonds, are the type of the bonds that gives you right to buy the bond in Kazakhstan, but in dollars. Like I have a right to buy the bonds in US, but in euro. I can buy the bonds, let's say, in euro, in Japanese yen. These are all called exotic bonds. You're buying the bond with a different currency that the country operates with. Okay. Let's talk about the yield to call, like when the callable bonds. So 2 years ago, Mid-Atlantic Corporation issued 10% coupon, paid semi-annually, 20-year maturity bond with a 5-year deferred called future and a call penalty of 1 coupon payment in addition to the par value of if is exercised. If the current price on this bond is $1,080, what is its yield to call? Basically, this is the bond which is a callable bond, and it will be called within the 5 years. Okay. Imagine it is exercised, and the price of this bond is $1,080. So the remaining number of the coupons until the call date is 6. Why 6? 5-year default calls and 1 coupon when it's exercised. 2 years ago, guys. 2 years ago, it means like 20 years less than 2 years means 18 years, and the 5 years less than 3 years are left to be called. So in total, 6 coupons left because it's semi-annually, and 3 years are called the time which is for calling. Okay. Semi-annual coupon payments is $50 because the coupon payment is 10%. 10% of $1,000 is $100. It's a semi-annual, it's $50. And call price is $1,050, and the bond price $1,080. Basically, you're calculating the yield to maturity or yield to call. The present value is $1,080, payment is $50, the face value $1,050. Face value is not 1,000 in this case, it's 1,050 because 1,000 is your par value plus the penalty coupon that are promised to be paid here. A call penalty of 1 coupon payment in addition to the par value if exercised. It tells you like 1 payment of the coupon payment will be as penalty call. And this is how you calculate the yield to call. Okay. Okay, we have left like a couple of slides, but before that, let me take the attendance quickly and I'll let you go.